Leafs won a game. It feels like forever. But they won a game, and they gave up less than 5. Leafs win 4-2. Well, 3-2 at the empty netter by Zach Hyman over the Buffalo Sabres. And this game by the Leafs, we talked about it in the last video. You usually have that one game where you play pretty good, you don't get the bounces, but you lose. They had that yesterday. Second night of a back-to-back. The big story about today's game, Garrett Sparks. He starts talking a little bit, saying, calling people out, calling the team out, saying they need to play better in that Ottawa game. So he put his money where his mouth was, and he did tonight. I gotta give Sparks credit. He was not bad today, and I said it. I said it in yesterday's video. I'm like, look, because he said what he did, he has to be good. And if he's not, he's gonna be ripped apart. Now, he allows 2 goals on 24 shots, a .917 save percentage. All in a day's work. Good job for Garrett Sparks. And in the first period, he made a couple of huge saves. One on the breakaway. And the reason why that breakaway save was so big is because till that point, they hadn't had a shot in like 6 or 7 minutes. And then bang, shorthanded breakaway, right? And he makes the big save there. Now, in the first goal, I didn't like it because he was way out of his net and positioning-wise. And then he tried to fly back to try and make the save, and ideally he could not. And with the Leafs, after being dominant and leading in shots like 13-2 or something, you're down 1-0 because Casey Middlestat scores on the power play. And that's the end of the first period. Leafs are trailing 1-0, having outshot the Sabres 19-7. And dominated play all period long. Second period rolls around, and just a minute 43 in, Jake Muzzin fires a point shot. It kind of drops down, and Andreas Johnsson kind of backhands it to the front of the net. Auston Matthews is there. The puck hits his skate, and it goes into the net, and we are tied. Johnsson and Jake Muzzin grab assists, and the Leafs have tied the game in the second and continue to flat out dominate the Buffalo Sabres. And we go to the latter 2 minutes of the second period. We talk about it, guys. We talk about starting the period strong and ending a period strong. They started the period strong with the Matthews goal less than 2 minutes in. And then with less than 2 minutes to go, John Tavares, and this goal, you know what? Both goals for the Leafs were greasy, but you know what? They haven't had any of that lately, especially when it comes to saves. William Nylander goes around the top, and he gets like a pick or whatever, because he is able to walk right down Broadway, rips a shot right off the post, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But it hits the defender in front, drops for John Tavares in the crease, and he puts it into the empty net for his 41st goal of the year. Nylander and Auston Matthews grab assists, and the Leafs have a 2-1 lead after 2 periods of play. John Tavares with his 41st goal of the season. That is the most goals. I think he either ties or beats Matt Sundin's record for most goals by a Leaf in the 2000s. So yeah, JT's having a pretty darn good season. Meanwhile, Auston Matthews, he grabs his 200th career point. Good to see there for Auston Matthews. Great to see there for him. However, you now have a third period. You've got to close the deal. Now, shots on goal in the second period were 19-8. The Leafs have 38 shots. Right? 36, I think it is. 36 shots. If I'm off, then you guys can let me know. Actually, no, it isn't. It is 38. Because they end with 46, and they only had 8 shots in the third period. Bottom line, the Leafs dominate the first 2 periods, and they only give up a total, get this, ready for that? 15 shots in 2 periods. 7 in the first, 8 in the second, and you've got a 2-1 lead. This is beautiful. Third period rolls around, and 22 seconds in, Mitch Marner cuts to the front of that and takes a shot, and Hutton makes the save. It ends up hitting the defender's skate. I'm not sure who the defender was, and it trickles into the back of the net. John Tavares with the assists, and the Leafs got a 3-1 lead. In the third period, we're feeling good, we're dominating the game, and the Leafs have only, at this point, only given up 1 goal. Oh, it's beautiful to see, people. It's gorgeous to see. And then, 5:37 into the period, so still about 15 to go, Alex Nylander rips one, his first goal of the year, past Garrett Sparks. Beautiful shot. And it's a 3-2 hockey game. And from there on out, I gotta say, the Buffalo Sabres played the better hockey. Now, ideally, they were playing desperate hockey. They were down 2 goals. They needed to find a way to score, and they couldn't. And a great, hard-working empty netter by Zach Hyman. Seems like he's the only guy who ever has hard-working empty netters. His 18th of the year, unassisted, 33 seconds left in the game to seal the deal, and the Leafs win 4-2. Now, if you go back to yesterday's game, and you look at not even strength, but non-empty net goals against, the Leafs in the last 2 games have given up 4 goals, 2 goals in each game. That will win you a lot of games. So going past that Nashville game, way back, giving up 5 goals in 4 straight. Terrible. Now in back-to-back games, on back-to-back nights, you've given up 2 in each game. And, yeah, you didn't score any yesterday, and we kind of saw that one the way it was playing out. And then today, you get 4, 3 plus the empty netter, and you get a win. I think that, in the end, that is what matters. You get a victory, and I loved what the Leafs played with energy tonight. They gave up a total of 24 shots on net. You gave up 20 yesterday and 24 today. The Leafs had 46 shots on net. They outplayed the Sabres in most of the game. They outscored them clearly. In the face-off dot, the Leafs were +6. Yeah, in special teams, we were 0 for 3. They were 1 for 2. But can we talk about Austin Matthews for a second? We talked about him in yesterday's game. About, yeah, the Leafs lost. Yeah, they didn't score a goal, but Matthews played amazing. And he did again today. Now, you could arguably say William Nylander on his wing is kind of triggering that line once again. Now, I don't even know, did William Nylander get an assist in the game today? He did get an assist, and he was a +2. So for William Nylander, that's point number 23 for him on the only 5 goals and 18 assists. But, guys, he's got 23 points in 46 games. He's about, a point every 2 games? And he missed, 2 months of the season, no preseason, no training camp. And he was so bad to start. William Nylander's been playing some great hockey lately, and he's really starting to find himself again, and that is amazing to see. And guys, remember when Jake Muzzin came over and he had 22 points, 23? He's got 30, with the assist today, he's up to 36 points as a Leaf. He's had a couple 2-goal games, I think it was. Did he have a couple 2-goal games? No, so he had 2 goals against Philly, 1 against Edmonton, and then in the game where he came over, in one of the earlier games, one against Anaheim, he had a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists. I was at that game, that was insane. He's been great. Now, we talked about it in the last video. I'm gonna keep going back to that because I really want to mirror image, I guess, these games. And the Leafs couldn't break out of their zone early on in that first period yesterday. And what happened? They got dominated. In the latter half of the game, the Leafs were able to get the puck out of their own end. And the Leafs dominated play. Now, ideally, they didn't score, and that didn't happen, but you still played all right in the second and third period, and you just couldn't beat Pekka Rinne from today, right from the get-go. Not only did the Leafs get out of their zone just fine for the most part, they didn't get out of their offensive end. And you know what that was? You know why that was so good? Even when the Leafs lost the puck, right? They were still on a guy like glue, lifting his stick, taking the puck back. They were all over the place. How many times have we seen the Buffalo Sabres turn the puck over before they got out of their own zone? You know why? The Leafs were pressuring them. Their speed, Kapanen, Matthews, Nylander, all those guys were all over the defense of the Buffalo Sabres, grinding them down, making them feel the pressure in their own zone, being able to break the puck out. And it didn't happen. Look, a lot of the times, a lot of the chances the Leafs had were off of those turnovers. If this team can use their speed like that, they will win a lot more games. Now, ideally against better teams Tampa, Washington, Boston, Pittsburgh, the Islanders, whatever. They won't turn the puck over as much. But when they do, you gotta make them pay, and you can't turn the puck over. It's a very smaller margin. Buffalo's not a very good team. I'm a Leaf fan. I don't hate Buffalo. Not yet, at least. They were physical and a little dirty today, but hey, it's rival hockey. What do you expect? But that team is not very good. Since that 10-game win streak, remember they were like 12 games over 500. And with the loss today, I think they're now, 2 or 3 under 500. They have been terrible. They've won 2 games in their last 10. They have not looked good, have the Buffalo Sabres. And the Leafs, with their win today, they're now 44, 25, and 5. As much as everyone, including myself, gets scared watching the Leafs, they're still 19 games over 500. And it might be tough down the stretch, but you could possibly be a 50-win team. What? 8, well, you got to go like 6-2 the rest of the way or something like that. But, guys, with less than 10 games remaining in the season, I'm going to say the last thing before I wrap this baby up. I wanted to mention something. Now, if you guys are still watching the video, I applaud you. Second of all, like I said, the season is coming to a close. The regular season. What comes after that? The postseason. And what do the Leafs do during the postseason? They open up Maple Leaf Square. You guys know where I'm going with this. This year, I really want to get down there for not just one, but multiple Leaf games in the square. Evan from the podcast will hopefully be there on Saturday nights. The rest of the nights, I can't guarantee anything. I can't even guarantee that I'll be down there. But what I can tell you is that I will be doing everything I possibly can to get down there to watch them and to cheer them on in Maple Leaf Square in the playoffs. All right, if you guys want to do so as well with myself or, heck, even on your own, you guys choose. Let me know in the comments. You guys are going down for game 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Let me know what you guys think, because I know I'm going to try my best to be down there for as many as I possibly can. All right, so if you guys want to meet up, cheer the team on together, do all that kind of stuff, then we can do it. It'll be awesome. All right, let me know in the comments, guys, though, how you guys feel about all that stuff. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the game today. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? Also, the Maple Leaf Square thoughts. Also, the last 2 games you think the Leafs have played all right? I believe they have. Now, you take this game today, and you move on from it, because you can't dwell on any game, all right? Now, Evan and I will talk to you guys. Podcast edition is going to be... Oh, sorry, if I said subscribe, all that great stuff, you guys know what you got to do. I mean, you guys know what's going on. Evan and I will talk to you guys. Podcast edition will be tomorrow afternoon. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Also, guys, Twitter is down below. Follow up. Send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Blue Jays edition tomorrow as well. We'll be breaking down the week's games for the Toronto Blue Jays. And for that video, it'll be uploaded after the Jays game tomorrow. I'm assuming they play tomorrow. It'll be after the Jays game tomorrow. I'll record and upload that video for you guys. All right. And as for the Raptors, well, we'll talk to you guys... later on tonight. They're taking on Oklahoma City right now. It's a 19-17 Raptor lead in the first quarter in OKC. No Kyle Lowry in the game. All right. So, oh my goodness. We'll talk to you guys later, Raptors edition. And as for the Leafs, their next contest is on Saturday night as they welcome in the New York Rangers to Scotiabank Arena. Now, you put a good road game against Nashville. Even though you lost, it doesn't matter. You still didn't play half bad. And you outshot the Predators and held them only 20 shots. I'll still say it. And then you crushed the Buffalo Sabres today. I don't care what the score was. Play-wise and the way they played, the Leafs dominated. Now you got to come home, where you haven't played a good game lately. Let's get a good game against a not very good Rangers team. As of right now, they've lost 5 straight. They're 28, 32, and 13. They're 1-6 and 3 in their last 10 games. It's a team you got to beat. Freddie, we want to see a good outing from him, all right? So you know what, guys? Thank you so much for listening. And watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.